Hi, it's Ben Meyer here with Robert Wright and Travis Meacham of Tom's Games, and we're here at E3 2008. We've been here a few days now, and so we wanted to give a little wrap-up show, talk about some of the things we've seen, and we wanted to kick it off talking about the big news, especially from the big three. So, Rob, why don't you kick it off and tell us about Microsoft?
Well, Microsoft had the biggest news of the week. I think I guess you could say they stole the show. During their media briefing, they announced at the very end that Final Fantasy 13 was no longer a Sony PlayStation exclusive, and that it was coming to the Xbox 360, which is shocking to say the least. It's coming to the Xbox 360 in North America and Europe. I don't think they're making an Asian Pacific version. But that in and of itself is just a major, major development for Microsoft and the 360. And I think that pretty much set the stage for them. I think they stole the show so far.
Yeah, they also have that big announcement that they'll be streaming Netflix and getting NBCU content on the Xbox that really bodes well for them. So what went on at Nintendo's briefing?
Well, Nintendo caters to the more casual gamers, as you know, but they announced that they had a big announcement for hardcore gaming audience, which ended up being Grand Theft Auto on the DS. But it's not Grand Theft Auto 4, it's Grand Theft Auto Chinese Wars? Chinatown Wars? I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't, that's not the big announcement that I was expecting from Nintendo. Not that Nintendo is a big hardcore gaming, company, but still, if they're going to address hardcore gamers, it needs to be on the core system that they're coming with. So, yeah, I just didn't think Nintendo really had much.
And what about Sony?
Sony obviously got upstaged by Microsoft with the Final Fantasy 13 news. They tried to rally. They showed some Resistance 2. Looks very good. They showed some Little Big Planet. That's another game it's a high-profile exclusive for them. God of War 3, they only threw out like a very short, 10-second blink and you'll miss it teaser. They really didn't have a whole lot to show. Until the end of the briefing, they did announce a new title that, for the first time, called MAG, Massive Action Game, which is a lame title, but hey, it's supposed to have 256 multiplayer mode that will support, 8-man squads playing up to 256 players on one map. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that would really show the power of the PS3. So if they can pull that off, it'll definitely be a big exclusive for them.
For sure. So let's talk about some other highlights overall in the show, things you liked as far as gameplay or announcements. Travis, why don't you kick it off?
Well, we started off with the Rock Band 2 meeting, which you were at, and that was good. A lot of the enhancements to Rock Band 2 were strictly to the interface to sort of make it better for parties and that kind of thing. It wasn't a lot to the gameplay. Of course, it is new instruments. We got to try out the Ion drum kit, which was really good. And we still have a couple of big games coming up later today with Fallout 3 and Star Wars Force Unleashed, so those could eclipse what we've seen so far. But then there was also Project Origin, which is the spiritual sequel to Fear, which I was a big fan of, and we get to see more of Alma and more story. And they had some new weapons. There's a mech that you can pilot now, which was cool. Some destructible environments, better AI, things like that. The graphics weren't a leap ahead that I would have expected, but it was still good. More Fear is a good thing.
More Fear is a good thing. And what about you, Rob?
At the top of my list has to be Left 4 Dead. I think Valve has another home run on its hands. I played that for about an hour. Valve had to basically drag me out of the room. I love zombies. What can I say? Multiplayer mechanic is great. I'm really looking forward to that. It definitely impressed me. So that's at the top of my list. Resident Evil 5 was another good one. Again, zombies, I'm very predictable, but it's very much like Resident Evil 4, and that's a good thing, but with better graphics, and that was fun to play. There were a lot of RTSs this year, and I was really impressed that there were so many strategy games. Tom Clancy's End War, the new Stormrise console RTS. There's also Empire Total War that Travis and I got to see. And a lot of good. Red Alert 3, another one. So I definitely enjoyed seeing those and playing some of them.
Some console, too.
Yeah, it's the Stormrise and Tom Clancy's End War, I think, are both coming to the console. I think End War might be exclusive to the console, but they may be bringing it to the PC as well. So
it's kind of an interesting trend. You're seeing a more certain kinds of PC-type titles coming to consoles more and more. I don't know if that's good or bad for PC gaming, but it's kind of an interesting trend. So what are some lowlights, misses, things that you would have liked to seen or you did see and weren't that impressed with What do you go ahead, Travis?
Well, when we went to the Sega booth, we asked about Aliens Colonial Marines, which was something that I wanted to see personally. A lot of our readers wanted to hear about, and they wouldn't give us anything on it. There was no information about it. We just know that it's out there somewhere. So I was disappointed that we couldn't see that. Valve didn't make any announcements about Half-Life 2 Episode 3, which I would have liked to have seen something about. There's been some concept art released, but everyone's excited about more Half-Life 2, and they didn't come with any big announcements or any screenshots or anything. So that was disappointing. I didn't like that.
Kind of a bummer. What about you, Rob?
Well, I was really looking forward to hearing something from BioWare about a potential Knights of the Old Republic 3 or Knights of the Old Republic MMO that everyone seems to be talking about. The rumors are out there, but there was no announcements on that. There's still one day left in the show. Maybe they'll wait till the 11th hour to announce it, but I don't think so. So that was disappointing. In terms of actually playing stuff that didn't really impress me, Far Cry 2, sadly. But I should qualify that statement by saying I played it on the 360. They only had one PC, a Dell XPS, running Far Cry 2 at Ubisoft's meeting room, and that was not working yesterday, so I did not get a chance to play it on the PC, but I'm going to go back there today and give it a whirl and see how it looks compared to the graphics on the 360. But yeah, it didn't really blow me over like some of the previous PC footage of Far Cry 2 did.
Yeah. Hopefully it's better on the PC because that one looked really great. Sure. I was definitely disappointed there wasn't better stuff for the Wii. I'm a Wii guy, and it just wasn't. The titles, I mean, they have this new motion controller. It's supposed to make the controls more realistic, but all they had was like a Wii Resort game for it, which, water skiing and beach volleyball. There's actually one where you throw a frisbee to a little dog. So I don't know. That's certainly not for the hardcore set. Here's the question I wanted to ask both of you guys, though. Diablo 3 was announced last week. Blizzard did this big thing. Did that upstage this whole event? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely did. They had the sort of web page splash page on their site for a long time that built up to the announcement, and when they finally did announcement, Diablo 3, all the PC gamers went nuts. And I mean, yeah, as far as timing around E3, I think the Diablo 3 announcement was bigger than anything we've had here. So, by Blizzard making their announcement prior to E3 and then not coming to E3, what does that say about this conference anymore? I mean, is this going to be the platform for game companies to make their big announcements anymore? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's even necessary anymore.
Yeah. What do you think, actually, Rob, as to the future of E3 going forward?
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Activision also did not show up this year along with Blizzard, and they were able to have a press conference just up the road, announce all their big titles that they already gave us a look at, like Call of Duty 5, the new James Bond title. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about E3 and its importance and where it's going to be next year. It's obviously the show floor is very small this year, so who knows? I mean, yeah.
Very small, very small. And we're here. We will always come to E3 in its whatever form that it is. But that's all the time we have for this week. I'm Ben Meyer for Robert Wright and Travis Meacham. We'll see you next time.
Grand Theft.
That was the part where I thought it might crash and burn right there. You pulled it out. You were like.
Grand Theft Auto Pad High. What is that?